Hello, Suns fans. This is Suns Latest. I am Rich Rubin. I do not have a quote for you today because we have way too much to cover. But as of this recording, 837 Suns subscribers to Suns Latest on Fan Arch. Thank you. And there's a few in the comments from tonight. So I'm really happy about that. I got some news around the NBA. Warriors coach Steve Kerr will officially put forward Jonathan Kuminga into the starting lineup. We are going to stay on Jonathan Kuminga because I just have this weird feeling in the back of my head. I'm not going to finish that sentence for you. Kuminga not only scoring at will, rebounding like he's a champ, and he's been defending Warrior opponents' best perimeter players and doing well. Kerr puts him on the best scorer for the other team consistently, and he's wanting to make an impact, and he's also making the most of his situation. He's starting. He's still not meshing perfectly with Steph, but the situation is better because Steph needs a little bit more time on the bench than he used to. So Steph goes down, Kuminga stays on the floor. He's younger, he's got stronger legs, and he can score. Kuminga is also gunning for a new contract. Let's not forget that. Phil Jackson has another book coming out Tuesday. It's called Masters of the Game, a conversational history of the NBA in 75 legendary players. That's going to be a good book. Big part of the book has to do with him as president of the Knicks and wanting to get rid of Carmelo Anthony. I never thought Carmelo Anthony was the right fit for the Knicks, especially right when they had gotten Stoudemire. But hey, I don't run an NBA team. After the Knicks decided not to buy out Melo in June of 2017, Jackson left because he was adamant about it. He just didn't think Melo was the right guy for the team. 3 months after Jackson left the team, Melo was dealt to OKC. It's the Knicks. The whole Michael Jordan Insights to Excellence is an NBC series running during halftime of televised games. When asked about load management, the GOAT said, quote, "It shouldn't be needed. I never wanted to miss a game because it was an opportunity to prove. It was something that I felt like the fans are there that watch me play. It was something that I felt like the fans are there to watch me play." Sorry, my emphasis was wrong on that. I want to impress that guy way up on top who probably worked his butt off to get a ticket or to get money to buy a ticket. Those watching that chimed in a ton on social media, and I agree with Mike. Load management is bizarre. It's like, how do you say some guy's injured on Friday, play him on Sunday, but then you say he's injured again on Tuesday? I don't know, and I think it's something that is weird. If you go to see the Spurs and they're load managing Victor Wembanyama, well, then why would you go? Why would you buy a ticket to that game? Speaking of Wembanyama, everybody agrees that he's playing next level ball right now. Easily the MVP of the league at this point. Dropped his three-point attempts from 9 last year to less than 3 this year. He wanted to change his game and stay in the paint more, where he feels he's more effective. He's arguably the best defensive player in the league already. 8th in scoring at 31-1, 4th in rebounding at 13-8, and leading the league in blocks with about 5 a game. That's average for this dude. So moving on to the Suns. Oso is out of position at center and not effective. Williams and Richards off the bench did so much more in the previous game. Oso is not a center. He should for sure not be starting at center. Let Man start if you want a starting center while you're still resting Mark Williams. Not hating on Oso, but I don't see the point. That being said, Mark Williams got his very first start as a Phoenix Suns player, and it was pretty good. And it was really, really fun to see this guy do that thing and not have Oso start. And guess what? Got really close to winning the game, but another heartbreak hotel for us. Suns lose by a freaking point to Memphis at home. I hate the Grizzlies. I don't like Ja Morant. I think he's a great player. I don't like him. I don't know. A little bit too arrogant for having proven enough to me yet. Jalen Green out. Dylan Brooks out with a groin issue. First ever start for center Mark Williams. And Suns fans, we have a center. 20-12 on 9-12 shooting, 4 steals, only 2 turnovers. If he stays healthy, expect a line like that. Expect 20-10 from this guy because he can do that. That's exciting. That's a real positive from this game. Royce got the start. Went 6 for 12 from the field, 6 for 12 from 3, 5 assists, 18 points. Not enough rebounds. But he's not a banging rebounding guy. He can get them for you, but he's really effective as a shooter and as a facilitator from the forward position. Ryan Dunn steady, but shot 1 from 4 from 3. Can't have that. Don't give up on Ryan Dunn. Always solid defense, but I'm betting he was told to shoot a little bit more since Brooks was out. Grayson Allen steady as usual, made all his free throws, and it took a minute, but Book really got going closer to the end. 32 points on 10 for 26, 4-11 on threes, 4 out of 11 on threes, 8 for 9 on free throws. Not much bench help. Nigel Hayes-Davis still looks really lost, and I have a feeling Coach Ott is realizing that, and he's trying, but Nigel Hayes-Davis has got to prove himself, and he's not getting the minutes. At the same time, he's not earning the minutes. It's a tough situation. Ozo off the bench with 4 rebounds. Pretty good. Nick Richards wasn't needed as much as usual with Mark Williams holding it down, and that's a good thing. I have a feeling you're still going to see Mark maybe not start 100% all the time, and I like the idea of rotating the two of them. As I said before, Nick Richards, if you need him, can bang and get you 10 rebounds off the bench, and I'm happy about that. Colin Gillespie continues to improve. 31 minutes off the bench. We were all hoping for this, and it's happening. 5 for 10. 3 out of 7 from 3. 6 rebounds. This guy's a rebounding machine. 5 assists, 2 steals, and 14 points. But that freaking Ja Morant made a bucket with 7 seconds to go. He's a great player. Lots to be happy about. Good effort, and I'd rather have this team than last year's team, and twice on Sunday. Last year's team would go into games expecting to win. And the second it got hard, the second it was showing, the second it felt like maybe we won't win, what did they do? Nothing. They just kept ISOing KD, ISO Booker. If Beal was available, ISO him. They did nothing. They adjusted nothing because they expected to win. And when it didn't go their way, they cried. This team hustles, plays defense. Players get pulled if they're not working, and nobody has an attitude about it because everybody's got something to prove this year. We were up at the half, even though we were down more than I'd like. The game was pretty even, and we made a good effort to finish strong. It's a tough loss because it could have been anybody's game, and Memphis knows that too. But I'll take it. I'll take all the positives that we saw tonight. Suns host the Jazz on Friday. Maybe some redemption for us. We shall see. All right, let's get to your comments. Z4CKS Girl. This is a very strange handle, but a really cool person. New Sunscriber. I appreciate your take on my favorite team. Favorite team. Let's go Suns. You're very well. I'm so glad you're a Sunscriber. Thank you very much, and welcome to the chat. New Sunscriber. Yeah, go Suns. Prince of Troy. We should be trying to trade Booker. This is gonna come up all year. We are a bottom feeder team now, so we should get all the assets we can for Booker and develop our young guys. We're developing our young guys with Booker. We're not a bottom feeder yet. Tonight's the game tonight. The Memphis game was very close. We battled back in every single game. The only game we had we just didn't really do much was game 2 against the Clippers. Not yet. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. IDB was courtside for the clothesline game. It was a great moment. Raja Bell was our Hustler Edition Suns legend of 2 Suns latest ago. And yeah, a lot of people, we're never going to forget that. That was good. Putting Kobe on his butt was a good thing. Doug Drew, hello. Some bad calls right at the end of the game. Royce had a defender trip him with no call, and then Markkanen went off. Breaks of the game, baby. Sometimes they go your way, sometimes they don't. They don't seem to go the Suns' way a lot. Maybe we can remedy that. At Sam GS7YB, Oso needs to be sent to the G League. Oso needs to be sent to the bench, and that's what happened. We'll see what we can do with him when he's just a bench player. I think he's a bench player. He looked really good in preseason. He looked really good in summer league. He's not rising to the occasion like I thought he would. He's not a center, though. He's playing out of position. Sam, agree, but still cannot shoot or finish around the basket. Doesn't rebound well or pass. G League material. Metallicop, hello. We can start every game in the hole. We can't start every game in the hole. I love Oso, but he shouldn't be starting, and let's sprinkle in the rookies more. They can't just play when we are down by 30. I would like to see Rasheer Fleming get in there more. I would like to see what he can do. If this is the best we got from Oso, let's see what Rasheer Fleming can do. Placeholder until Williams is ready to start. But hey, it looks like Williams is starting, so I'm really good with that. Curious Mind 2525. Hello, sir. We got a nice long one here. I am renaming the Mortgage Matchup Center to the Montage Center for no particular reason other than it sounds better. Okay? Plus, the season will feature continuous piecing together of Suns lineups just like a film montage. And I am happy you did a segment on Alvin Scott. Been waiting for it. I loved Alvin's hustle, too. Alvin Scott was the subject of yesterday's Hustler Award, or not award, Legend of the Day, Suns Hustler Edition. He was such a hustler. When he was with the Suns, Alvin was one of my customers when I managed an auto parts store in North Phoenix. Oh, so cool. So I got to know him a little. That's so fun. Nice guy, drove this Pontiac Grand Prix that had the driver's seat repositioned to the rear seat area. Like Walter Davis and his wife's Volkswagen Rabbit. They had to move there to put the seat all the way back so these tall dudes can sit in the car. Alvin Scott needed that extra leg room because he was all arms and legs. I am 6 foot tall, 210. of good muscle. Then I was not far removed from my JC football shape, but he made me look small. He may have been listed at 6'7". He seemed an inch or two taller than that. Alvin Scott was closer to 6'9". He was just so skinny, in that frame, that T-bone frame, made him seem like he might have been shorter. Very cool. Ron's back. Hello, Ron. Ron and I went over it, got into it regarding my take on KD, and it was a good back and forth. Ron, I used to have that Larry Nance poster, I'm guessing circa 85. Keep up the good work. Oh my God. The Larry Nance poster. Let me move my big head out of the way. The Larry Nance poster, which is autographed. Hey, thank you very much, Ron. I think Ron and I have found a good balance here. We'll see. We'll probably disagree before the season's out. Nigel Hayes. Oh, I'm sorry. Gray Zukaluki. Hello. Nigel Hayes Davis looked lost during preseason as well. I actually thought the Suns might cut him. But then I would hear some commenters say he was doing his job, so I figured I must be missing something. Yeah, there's something off. I'm right there with you. I can't figure it out. And remember, we're not running a basketball team in the NBA, so I totally agree. Sometimes there's things that we don't see, and that's why certain players that you just don't get it stick around on a team for a long time. Dennis Autry was a really good example of that for the Suns. I just thought he was the least talented human being on planet Earth, and he happened to be on our team for what seemed like forever. I never understood it, but he was obviously doing something for the team. Anonymous Rex, subscribe and vibe, and I really enjoy your show. It has become part of my daily routine. You're touching my heart. Thank you very much. My grandfather took me to see Suns Trailblazers during the 76-77 season. I was 7, and that was my intro to basketball. Suns fan ever since. The trips you take us down memory lane are nostalgic and informative. If you haven't already covered him, Ty Corbin is my nomination for Hustle Guy. Huge Ty Corbin fan. Where? Here. Love Ty Corbin. Go Suns. Oh, and my mom is Washington High class of 1970. Anonymous Rex. What a great post. Thank you very much. So cool. You got to see Walton and Luke and Lloyd Neal and Hollins and Twardzik. And who was the other? Oh, and Bobby Gross, one of my favorite players, most underappreciated small forwards of all time. Great Blazer team. And I love Ty Corbin. I always thought he was underappreciated. A great pick for Hustler. Thank you for the support. Go Suns. And hey, Washington Rams. We bleed purple. All righty, so that's what's going on there. And let's move on to our Suns Hustler of the Day, Suns Legend of the Day, Hustler Edition, thought of by Nevetsov, who also thought of this player. And the guy is a 6'9", 220-pound power forward, center from Ventura, California, raised in Boulder, Colorado, undrafted after playing for the Running Rebels of UNLV, Lou Amundson. Perfect example of taking advantage of every opportunity, undrafted. Goes to the D-League, signs a 10-day contract with the Jazz. And then a second one, signs a second 10-day contract as he joins the Sixers. Then he signs for the rest of the season with the Sixers for 2007. Signs a 2-year contract with the Suns in 08. I love the guys that sign a bunch of 2 years. Sign like 2 10-days, another 10-day, back to the G League, a 10-day, rest of the season, and then they get an actual contract. It's just a sign of an absolute hustler, and I love that. So for 2 years, Lou gave us everything he had. He helped the 2010 Suns put a scare into the eventual champ Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. The last hurrah, the last ride of the Steve Nash-led Suns. I remember watching that. I think I'd either just moved back to Los Angeles or I was still living in Sacramento, watching that 2010 Suns playoff team come so very close after everybody had written off what Nash could do and what Nash could be. And Lou was a big part of giving those guys fits and getting in Pau Gasol's face and bothering Lamar Odom. It was really cool to see that happen. Lou didn't back down from anyone, went after every rebound, provided toughness. We always needed a tough guy like Lou. And I know he was only there for a couple of years, but he left an impression on so many people, and it was so fun to scream his name when he was getting into the game. And you knew you were going to get 120% from that guy. Defense, rebounding, pure hustle kept Lou in the NBA for 10 years. He played for 10 different teams. I think he played for Cleveland twice, but last I read his blog, he wrote, "Grateful to be a basketball player." And that's what you got to be if you want to last that long. 10 years in the NBA, that is nothing to sneeze at. Truly humble and chill guy who did everything he could to help his team. Ran a basketball camp, not sure if he's still doing it, other than an Instagram that he rarely uses. That's all I got on Lou. But Lou Robinson is your Suns legend of the day, Hustler edition. Okay, so Friday against the Jazz, we're going to do this again. I appreciate you becoming a Suns subscriber. Keep telling your buddies about it who want to. Anybody who wants to argue, let's get into it. We're going to have a long season. This is going to be frustrating. There's going to be more games like tonight. But I can tell you this team will give you its all, unlike last year. Thanks for watching.